What's up, YouTube? This is Vaughn from Simply Hawkward Games, and today I'm here to talk to you about Destiny the Taken King. Now, this is just my early thoughts on it. I will be doing a review later in the week, probably around Friday or Saturday, something like that. More than likely Friday. But my early thoughts on this is that it's awesome. I can't say it makes Destiny the greatest game of all time, or basically anything like that. I honestly think that Destiny is an amazing game altogether. That's why like 90% of my videos come from Destiny. But altogether, The Taken King makes it a really interactive experience that I really enjoy. Usually when games make you start all the way over just from scratch, it's kind of a pain in the ass because you had this good gear and now it's not good gear. But it seems in The Taken King, it's not. Okay, it is still a pain in the ass, but starting over makes the loot game a lot more interesting, basically, except for the fact that some legendaries are actually weaker than blues and greens and all sorts of stuff. That's kind of annoying. Exotics are still underpowered now because of the new gear that comes out. You can get new versions of the exotics, but for the most part, with most of your weapons, you're just going to use the new infuse system. But that's awesome that they do have that infuse system. So if you do want to bring some of your, technically it's only year 2 gear that you can do that with, or maybe it's with year 1 gear also. But there's also several other things that's amazing about what the Taken King has done. Now, the story is very thought-provoking. It keeps you wanting more. It does leave a little cliffhanger at the end, a little spoiler alert there, but it leaves it so much so that you want to keep playing. You want to do all those side quests that you haven't done yet to learn why Eris Morn is such a creepy person, basically. Why she's so, like, odd, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a pretty amazing cliffhanger, or at least it left you questioning just enough to where you wanted to find out what the hell was going on. Now, there are little pieces for all those who love story like I do or love lore. There are little scannable pieces throughout the environment that you can actually just walk up to, scan. It makes exploration of these new maps and areas really fun because it actually gives you something for it. Now, you might find these little, like, it might be a bug, it might be a terminal, something like that, but it adds a lot of interesting context to Destiny's universe. Now, it's anything from, oh, hive eat worms because they're obsessed with the fact that, like, they're death. They eat things that our culture views as something that goes with death, which is just makes hive that much creepier. Or like, you find out that like an ocular scan from a war mind has been done for like hundreds of years, and it's possible that it was either the Guardians or it was somebody preserving some eyeballs. That's creepy. Somebody's preserving eyeballs, and they need to stop. Now, the scannable items do promote exploration of these new maps, which makes it a lot more fun to explore them. This right here is one of the new strikes that you play. It is the first strike that I've done. I haven't done a lot of the other few, but the environment is always changing, which kind of, it makes combat, you have to be more sensible in combat and know what's happening in your terrain. There's lots of it's very, at least this strike is actually very hard to do because you honestly don't know what's going on around you. You're completely surrounded by enemies and the environment changes pretty much every 10 seconds. So you really don't have an option. To keep you have to keep an eye on what's happening around you. Now, not just the combat or anything like that is the most interesting part of this. The character, whether you're talking about old-fashioned characters like Cade 6, Eris Morn, they actually have personalities. Cade 6 is obviously like the comedy of the Vanguard. He's the one who wants to be out there actually doing things, and he makes you feel that way. He makes you feel like he wants to be out there with you doing things when he like whispers to you, take me with you. That actually shows in his personality that he wants to be out there. Whether you're talking about Cade 6 being like a super sarcastic ass basically, or you're talking about your ghost. Each character seems to have an actual personality now, which your ghost having one is really interesting because it's no longer just a tool. It's no longer just that AI that floats around you or a tool. It is something that not only you can customize now with the new shells and everything, but it has a personality. It actually speaks to you. It seems with an opening cinematic, which was at the beginning of this video, it actually makes you feel for it like it had a life goal. And that, I don't know why, but that's just so interesting. Not only does the ghost have that going for it, Nolan North as the new voice of it instead of Dinklebot. I can't say I'm one of the few people because there's actually many. I love Nolan North as the new ghost because he brings an actual, like, I fucking care about this, that kind of a feeling to the ghost character. He not only makes it hilarious, his voice acting actually makes him seem like he cares about what's happening altogether. Whereas I did love Dinglebot, but I don't know. I really felt like he didn't care that much about it. He just seemed like a robot, where now the ghost seems like an actual being. It seems like it is not only it's a child of light. It's basically like what the Traveler created. It's its children. It's your friend. It's basically like your best friend, which is really odd that your best friend is something that continually brings you back to life, but that just makes it so interesting. Now, there's also several other things I love about The Taken King, such as these new puzzles where you actually have to like think about things. It's not only present in the storyline, but it's also present in the strikes. This is pretty depressing that I actually try to jump this, honestly. Oh, cool. Never mind. This is the wrong video. But I do try to jump that, and it's pretty depressing. Now, there are puzzles not only in these story missions, but also in strikes, which makes them so much more interesting. You have to actually, like, watch what's happening. Yep, here it is. Yep, totally missed that. Night Stalker first jump did not help me in that situation. And now that you actually see it, the Dreadnought is actually an amazing new world. It's not like when they promised a new world and gave us the Reef, which is pretty much just a hangar, and it has like 3 people in it, and it's actually pretty dull. This is an entire new world filled with amazing new secrets that you knew nothing about beforehand, which is amazing because it's going to keep me coming back again and again each week to find new things about this, whether it's the new public events or to watch the Cabal get their ass raped inside the Dreadnought because they decided to crash their ship into it. It's a beachhead, but it's still awesome, and I love watching it. Now, Oryx is an amazing enemy. He's honestly really terrifying, and the Taken are such an amazing, they have their own character archetypes, and it's so amazing. If you guys haven't picked up the Taken King yet, I recommend it. Now, make sure if you guys like this video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and basically just hit that subscribe button. I know you're going to want to, especially after this video, so make sure you click that subscribe button and leave us a comment below.